Welcome to Modeling Time with me, Brian Banna. And in this episode, I am going to put I guess you'd call it a filter wash on the gondola. This should be a very short video, so maybe less than 10 minutes unless I blather on, but hopefully I won't. So let me get the camera set up, we'll get right to it, get that wash on there, and let it set and dry. Alright, so I've mixed up a wash. It's mostly thinner. I've used this 502 Epsilon dust and mixed a little bit of this burnt umber in it, so to get a little bit of a dustier brown look. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the brush, and I don't want it to puddle, so I'm just going to put it on there and make sure it doesn't puddle in the nooks and crannies. I just want it on the model, all over the model, so you can just slather it on. Don't worry about it puddling now. We'll come back and clean all the puddles off. We'll use those puddles for soaking the brush some more. Is all I'm going to do to this car tonight. But I'll probably put more than one coat on. I'll let it dry and then maybe put, depending on how the surface is doing, the color, how it's filtering the surface, I might do 3, 4, maybe 5 coats. Just make sure I cover everything. Prior to doing this last night, I did put another satin varnish over everything to seal it all in, and I did do the sponge painting of a little bit lighter color, red or rust. So that is what I'm going to be doing for tonight. Alright, so let that dry and put another coat on it. Or actually, I'll let that dry and I'll flip it over. I'm getting all these little dust particles probably from the paper towel. Alright, so I'll let that dry, I'll flip it over and do the other side. That's all I'm doing tonight. Before I'm done tonight, or before I'm done with the video, we'll see what it looks like with all the coats on it. So let me go ahead and get these coats on, and we'll see what the results come out to be. Now, real quick, you're not going to see a whole lot of difference. All it's going to do is maybe lighten it a little bit, give it a little bit of a dusty, natural look to it, being out in the elements. The next step is where you're really going to see character come out in the weathering. I'm really excited about doing the next step. This is the last step, putting this wash on. This is the last step with any types of washes or oils or, anything like this. Okay, so I've actually got about 10 coats on here, and it's starting to build up nicely around the edges, and it's a little bit of discoloration in the middle of the panel and along the bottom a little bit. It's giving it a much better natural, like earthy effect. So I just got to put one more coat on it and it's done. So I wanted to show you basically how I do it instead of like going and just individually doing each panel like I showed you in the beginning. See, I'm almost done with the wash. I just take it and just slather it along the sides. Just like that. Now you're seeing it puddle up along the braces there, but we'll take care of that. One thing you want to make sure you don't allow it to puddle on is definitely not on excuse me, not on the grab irons. Oh, let me get back here. So now I'll just go in and I'll take it out, take the puddles out. Make sure I get the sides of the top cord. Definitely don't want it on the ladder. Now grab and do the ends of the car. Draft gearbox. Get all the puddles off. Get the ladder or the stirrups. Get the other end of the car. So you could do this in less steps with adding more paint to the thinner, make the ratio a little bit more paint, but it doesn't take that long, and I'll show you why. Just sit here and you put it on, you call a friend, have a nice conversation, and just keep putting on coats of wash. I got a little congestion going there. Then I just have to do the other side. Do it the same way. I don't want to put this side down on the table yet. So we'll just get some going here. And this will be the last coat. So this would be like coat 10 or 11 or 12. I don't know how many I put on. I just stop when I feel it's where it needs to be. And this last coat will be where it needs to be. Make sure I stay on camera here. Now, I said it was going to be a short video, but this portion is going to cause it to go longer because I'm showing you the whole thing. The reason why I want to get all of this off because I don't want it to create any tide marks. Okay, so there's the sides are done. Now one more thing to do, and that is the top cord. And I put a heavier coat on the top cord, get that natural dirtiness look on top. All right. Now I said it doesn't take too long, and this is the reason why. use an airbrush. Come back a distance. I'm about 12 inches from the model. And I don't really want to hit the top chord because it'll cause the layer of thinner to push around. I see some build up here. Sorry about the congestion. I don't know what happened. Now, this is the only time I really put a heavy layer on the top chord. The other ones were really light, like I was doing on the sides. But what I wanted to do, there were some heavier deposits of color in sporadically around the area, and I want those to blend out as it dries. Got some buildup on this one. So I just go around the car and air dry it. Alright, so I'll just let that top chord dry and everything else dry, the panels dry and all that, and it will be almost, or it'll be ready for the final step. But I'll show you what it all looks like. Maybe you can see some of the buildup. I can definitely see the earth tones coming through and the dullness to the paint, as well as it lightening, maybe like fading it a little bit. Top chord's almost dry. We just got a heavy deposit here and over here. Everything else is dried very nicely. Don't worry, the inside's still going to get a lot of work done to it, but it'll be done quickly. I think you'll enjoy seeing how I do that. I have to say, this is the first model ever in my modeling career that everything is working out the way that I planned it. That was what was always making me angry with my other stuff before, was I couldn't plan anything, and it would just never turn out the way I planned. Although I didn't plan that ugliness that happened over here. That kind of was a mistake. But so far, this isn't a car full of happy mistakes. It is, everything's planned the way that it was, and the chipping and the scratching, I never thought I'd be able to get it done that way, but it worked out really great. Okay, this side of the top chord is dry. This side's got a little bit more right here. So I'll go ahead and dry that, and then you'll get a good look at the car when it's done. Well, this session is done. Everything's dry, and I'm going to let it dry overnight, and this weekend I'll get to the final phase of weathering. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Let's see. Let me get the car in. Oh, a little too much. There we go. So maybe you can see some of the tones, the earth tone coming through. If I turn it away from the light a little bit. Turn it around. Here's the other side. Maybe the ends. And this end. Change the light angle a little bit. There, how's that? That's better. It was a little brighter. Ooh, color's changing. Getting a little purpley. So anyway, that's the car. And we'll move on to the next step very, very soon. Well, that takes care of the session for tonight. Not a whole lot going on, just continuous layers of like a filter wash. So I hope you got something out of that. I hope the camera actually picked up the subtleness of that wash. It does in person. The car looks much more earthy. You know, dust settling on it and discoloring certain areas, building up in other areas, but very, very lightly. I'm really excited about the next step, because the next step, not only is it the last step, I can finish the car, or near the last step, but it's really going to give the car character. So I hope you'll join me for that one, and if you made it through this one, thank you very much. I hope this is an enjoyable series for you. Thanks.